Planet Jupiter, it is nothing like what we have believed our entire lives. The truth is, almost everyone is wrong about Jupiter. Because what we were taught in school, most of it has now been proven incorrect. This is not just a giant ball of gas. Jupiter is a liquid planet. And if that sounds strange, the next truth is even more shocking. Jupiter is a liquid metal planet. Beneath those beautiful clouds, the deepest secrets of the solar system are hidden. This is the first close up image of Jupiter ever taken. In 1974, NASA's spacecraft Pioneer 11 captured it. And this is the first moving footage of Jupiter. In 1979, when Voyager 1 approached this giant, these images were recorded. It all looks cinematic, but the real problem is something else. These images don't give answers, they only create questions. What is Jupiter made of? And how did it become so massive? Understanding Jupiter's size is difficult for the human mind. It is not just big, its mass is greater than all the other planets in the solar system combined. Inside it, 1,000 Earths could fit. Imagine if Earth were a grape, Jupiter would be a basketball. Our common theory says that the solar system formed from a spinning disk. Rock, metal, gas, dust, everything was inside that disk. For millions of years, it all kept colliding, and slowly, larger pieces formed. When those pieces grew bigger, gravity activated, and gravity pulled in even more material. According to this theory, Jupiter formed when a mass became so large that it started capturing gas. For billions of years, this process continued, and today it became the Jupiter we see. If this theory were correct, there should be a very large solid core at Jupiter's center, made of rock and metal. But there is another theory too. According to this theory, Jupiter was already a separate gas cloud outside the solar system. Over time, that cloud collapsed under its own gravity, just like a star is born. But the gas was slightly less, so it did not become a star. It became a planet. Later, the sun's gravity pulled it inward. If this were true, Jupiter would not have a solid core at all. It would just be layers of gas, a giant layer cake. The theory sounded logical, but it turned out not to be true. The first real clue to understanding Jupiter came in 1995, July 1995. That day, a comet collided with Jupiter. Such a collision happens once every 6,000 years, and we were alive at that very moment. The comet's name was Shoemaker-Levy 9. It was a giant chunk of ice and rock, traveling at 216,000 kilometers per hour. Jupiter's gravity tore it into many pieces. Even then, the largest fragment was more than 2 kilometers wide. NASA's Hubble telescope was ready, but the problem was the collision was going to happen on the side of Jupiter that is not visible from Earth. It seemed we were going to miss the moment. Then a miracle happened. At that exact time, NASA's spacecraft Galileo was approaching Jupiter. Launched in 1989, Galileo was set to arrive in December 1995, and during its approach, it had a direct view. Within 6 days, 21 massive collisions occurred. The largest collision released energy equal to 300 million atomic bombs. It was the biggest explosion in history ever recorded on camera. As Jupiter kept rotating, Hubble saw the aftermath. Dark scars in the clouds, debris clouds thousands of kilometers high, suspended in the atmosphere for months. And in the middle of this scene, Galileo reached Jupiter. The planet's inner material had spread into space. And for the first time, humanity saw beneath Jupiter's clouds. The most shocking discovery was water, a lot of water. Scientists were confused, so confused that a new mission was planned. Its name was Juno. Launched in 2011, reached Jupiter in 2016, and only then the real truth began to emerge. So when it is said, what we were taught in school was wrong, it is not an exaggeration. We ourselves are only just now learning the truth. Jupiter is not a gas planet. It only has thick gas clouds on top. Beneath them, the level of reality is completely different. Above, the temperature drops below minus 100 degrees. Water and ammonia combine to create gigantic lightning storms. This mixture falls downward, then rises again, and this cycle never stops. It is this energy that keeps the Great Red Spot alive, thousands of kilometers wide, centuries old. It rises higher than the surrounding clouds, absorbs sunlight, and appears red due to chemical reactions. 10 times taller than Mount Everest, 10 times deeper than the ocean, and still small. Because Jupiter is even larger. The clouds are only 50 kilometers deep. As you descend, pressure and heat begin to increase. Gravity keeps compressing everything. This is Jupiter's ocean, the largest ocean in the solar system, 20,000 kilometers deep. And at the very bottom, the pressure becomes so extreme that hydrogen turns metallic, liquid but like metal. In this metallic hydrogen, electricity flows freely, and that is why Jupiter's magnetic field is so powerful. This layer makes up the majority of the planet. And at the very center, a strange kind of core. It was once thought to be solid and clearly defined, but the reality turned out different. It is fuzzy, mixed, liquid, rock, metal, all blended like a dense soup. We do not know whether this happens only with Jupiter or with all gas giants. Perhaps some ancient collision shaped it this way, or perhaps it is completely natural. We know it is different, but why is still a mystery. And maybe that is exactly why Jupiter is so fascinating.